I'm super excited to be back in Dominican Republic. As you can see, my backdrop has changed, and I am back home, and I am getting some more color because being in the U.S., I got a little pale, and I am starting to get some color back. So I'm super excited to be with you here today. My name is Marissa Bloedoorn. I am your host. I am the CEO of TCS Consulting, which is a executive leadership coaching consulting organization. And we focus here on this platform on leadership and organizational development, specifically to our leaders, speaking to our leaders, hopefully encouraging them to have an open mind and to be positive and be very proactive in their own personal development to become better leaders. And so today and through the month of January, we will be focused on mindset. Mindset is everything. I was listening earlier today, this morning, to TD Jakes, and he was talking about timing is everything. Mindset, timing, it's all everything. It means a lot. And when we started off the year when we had our first live, and usually I have my co-hosts with me, Jacqueline, LuLu Brown, Robin Hughes, Robert Gatewood, and Dr. Madeline Lewis. But today I'm here with you by myself writing solo. So I hope my words inspire you. This is also in conjunction with the Own It magazine publishing company. And our theme is about mindset. And it's saying, how do you want to plan your year? How are you going to be successful in your year? And it all starts with how you're strategizing. And we talked about in our first show growth and fixed, the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And what I want to do is talk to you about why it's important to be open minded. And the reason why it's important to be open minded is so that you are flexible and you're ready for change, especially in our world today. Change is happening fast, it's moving, things are moving and shaking all over. One example of one industry you can look at and see just how fast things are moving and shaking is in our technology industry. There's always some new technology, some new software that's coming out, or something new. It always keeps us on our toes as to pertaining, maintaining our position, whether it's with our cell phones, taking the best pictures ever, whether it's with our internet getting here and getting resettled. I'm actually recording this because going live, there was some delay. And so I'm going to try to keep my movement subtle, even though I like to move a lot. I'm trying to keep my movement subtle as to not to cause any further delay. Being open-minded as a leader helps alleviate the stress of your team. I know as being a part of teams and being in meetings and hearing the information that was going on, the agenda of the meeting, and how things were being played out, strategies, etc., and feeling like, well, I have something that I could offer. But when you examine leadership, because remember, as a leader, you're watching you, they're watching how you or how you respond to them. And if they see that you're not open-minded to new ideas, new methodologies, a new way of doing things, 9 times out of 10, you can limit one of your top employees, one of your top performers, from sharing information because they may feel like it would be rejected or not well received. So open-mindedness is so important, not only for your own personal growth, but for the growth of your people, your teams. And one thing that's one of the major assets of a high performance team is the group think. Shared value, and how they look at the need to get the results and to perform well in any given project. And so, again, it goes back to open mindedness. When you're open minded and you make yourself available to new ideas from your employees, it builds their self confidence, it strengthens your relationship with them. There's more transparency and ease and performance. And when someone, I remember when I used to decorate homes, there was a difference between a homeowner or one of my clients who gave me the keys and said, "Hey, Marissa, this is my vision. I know you have the utmost creativity, and you know my style." And there was a trust and a bond that was formed at that point. When that client trusted me enough and was open minded enough for me to actually just let my creativity juices flow. I didn't feel restricted. I felt free to show up with my skill set, my experience, my expertise, and talent. And the same thing goes when you're a leader who is open minded, and your people see that you're open to new ideas that are outside of your scope, uh, that you are open to diversity, that you foster a culture and an atmosphere and an environment of inclusion. That is critical because when you do that, you free them to show up. You tap into and you unleash their unlimited potential because now they're not feeling the anxiety of how they're showing up for you. They're really just going to show up for you. They feel comfortable, and they will share more, and they too will become open minded. We talk about as the head goes, so does the body, and that is so true. So when I'm speaking to you as leaders, I'm speaking to those leaders who, again, as if you've ever followed me, heard the different things I spoke about in regards to leadership, in regards to the title of leadership or the word leadership. Um, Leadership is not just for the person who has a formal title, executive, director, manager. Leadership is at the supervisory level, it's at the team lead level. Uh, it's whenever you have a group of people or one person who has to follow after you or who desires to follow after you. You are a leader. If you inspire others, then you are a leader. And that is so true, not just because it's a quote that you can find online, but it's because it is the truth. When you inspire other people, you're leading them by your actions. And by doing so, if when you're open minded as a leader, you may not being open minded doesn't mean that you're going to take every suggestion, you're going to take every idea. It means that you're willing to listen and that the person who's sharing their idea with you or their methods with you or their suggestions with you mean something to you, that you value them and you are taking the time to let them know that you recognize them and that you see exactly it, that they have an idea that could change the world, that could change your performance or your position as a leader, and it could level them up in the process as well. So it's so important to be open minded at the top of the show is that we are focused. We've narrowed it down because in order for you to really for it to not be so abstract, for you to really get it, it's called a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is one that says, well, this is how I do it, and I've always done it this way, and it's worked, and that's great. Well, guess what you do? You stay stagnant. You stay right where you are, fixed, fixed on your ideas, your way of doing things, and the results that come from that. When you have a growth mindset or open mindset, it leads you to opportunities unknown. You never know. So you fixed and you've been doing things the way you've been doing it. But with a growth mindset, you open yourself up with so many opportunities to see so much of a world that's out there. And the point is, as a leader, you get to do that with your team. You get to do that with your team by not limiting yourself by giving yourself the falsehood of my way is the best way. you know um you know two minds are better than one. And when you are an open mind, when you have an open mind, you allow yourself, you also de-stress yourself. Because remember, when it's got to be your way, guess what? It better work, right? So with that comes a lot of pressure on yourself. When you share, when you're open, you share the responsibility and you share in the outcome and the results. So flexibility comes with an open mind. You're ready for change. You're not stubborn. You're not stuck. And if change is inevitable, which it is, when you have an open mindset and you're flexible, change doesn't have to, won't come for you as difficult as it will be for someone with a fixed mindset, because you've already conditioned yourself, your mind, your spirit, your emotions. You've already conditioned yourself to be open to the change that's about to take place. And the more that you're open to it, the more that you can find out and be more informed about the change that's coming, and you can see it from a positive perspective rather than a negative. It fosters less stress on yourself as the leader and those you are leading. When you are open-minded, when you are fixated, what you do is you stress people out who have are there to help you, to help you see, to make things easier for you as a leader, to open up for you to actually do more. And it shows that you trust them and that you value them and that you respect them as the professionals that they're showing up to be, to help you. And so, we do our research. There is a resource link that I will share with you on the comment thread once this goes live. We use resources because we want to make sure that we are giving you proven methodology. Growth mindset versus a fixed mindset is a common analogy that looks at the different types of mindsets, and the results that they produce, and whether they are good or bad results. And so, with a fixed mindset, just I had mentioned to you before, it's limited. It's limited. It's stagnant, and it's also oftentimes offensive, because when you're in a fixed mindset, you're not flexible. And if you want to grow or you want to sustain or maintain, you have got to be open minded. You have to have a growth mindset. And so I just want to say to you, it's the beginning of the year. What my good friend Robin Hughes will always say, and her and I agree on this, it's so important to do a SWOT analysis. You can do a SWOT analysis on your mindset. Check yourself. How do they say it? Check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? So you want to do a check. You do that self introspective work. And there's so much research out on introspection and whether or not we're doing it correctly or not. Let's keep it simple. You know you, and you know when you have a growth mindset and when you have a fixed mindset. And the beautiful thing about self-awareness and self-evaluation is you're doing it by yourself. So no one has to know that you're doing this SWOT analysis. You're checking out your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And start to ask yourself, am I seeing this from a positive perspective or am I seeing this from a negative perspective? Keep it real with you. You know you better than anyone else when you keep it real with yourself. When you are by yourself, you do not have to wear a mask. I say to you, it's the top of the year. Take the mask off so that you can become healthy, mind, body, spirit, and authentically. And I would say to you, when you spend time with yourself and really saying, how are you doing? How are you doing with your decision makings? I always say you are the CEO of your life, and it's time to make executive decisions. And it's all right to cry, because self evaluation, if you are not pleased with the decisions and the choices that you've been making, sometimes we feel bad about that. Oftentimes we feel bad about it. I say it's the top of the year. Do all of that cleansing work now. Get it all out so that you can start your year off right. And you're going to have to make some tough decisions. They're not always going to feel good during the time of processing. right? So when you're processing something, it does not feel good. You're the shame, the hurt, the disappointment, um, the why, you know, and don't beat yourself up too much in the process. Keep it real with yourself, but do not beat yourself up in the process. If you know you've done things that have been good for people, good for yourself, and people have taken advantage, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you. But if you have been one who has been fixated and tough and rigid, and you know this, then it's time for a change. You've not been happy with that. It's time for a change. And you can change. I don't know if the image I used to put this was, but it says, in the end, it's you versus you. It's you versus you. You are the one who can recognize what's going on with yourself. You are the one who has the choice to make the decision that you're going to change. It does not anyone else. It's all about you. And if you are in an official leadership position, it's time for you to be open minded. People are coming to the people that have been assigned to you for you to lead. They're looking for you to lead them effectively. They're looking for you to care for their careers. They're looking for you to invite their dreams, their ideologies, their methodologies, their skills. They're looking for you to invite them in so that they can advance and grow. They're looking at you to foster an environment of trust, respect, and care. And so, without further ado, my name is Marissa Bloedoorn. I am the CEO of TCS Consulting. We are an executive leadership coaching organization. And I am also the editor in chief of Own It Magazine and Publishing, where we publish magazines. We teach others to publish their own magazines. And we also have gotten into publishing books and having authors learn how to self publish. And so I'm super excited to have spent this time with you. And I pray and I hope that my words inspire you. It's called It's Your Life, Own It. That's authentic. Own and love everything about yourself because you're making the decisions to be the best person that you could ever be, not for anyone else, but for yourself. I'm out.